Congressman Thomas Massie, he gave an interview to Tucker Carlson, and this is what he has to say. Let's take a listen, but don't go anywhere because I have some other videos to show you guys, so don't go anywhere. Stick around.
Other Republican who has your views on this?
Well, I have Republicans who come to me on the floor and say, I wish I could vote with you today. Yours is the right vote, but I would just take too much flack back home. And I have Republicans who come to me and say, that's wrong what AIPAC is doing to you. Let me talk to my AIPAC person.
Wow.
By the way, everybody but me has an AIPAC person.
What does that mean, an AIPAC person?
It's like your babysitter, your AIPAC babysitter, who is always talking to you for AIPAC. They're probably a constituent in your district, but they are, firmly embedded in AIPAC. And
every member has something like this?
I don't know how it works on the Democrat side, but that's how it works on the Republican side. And when they come to DC, you go have lunch with them, and they've got your cell number, and you have conversations with them. So I've had
that's absolutely crazy.
I've had 4 members of Congress say, "I'll talk to my AIPAC person," and it's literally what we call them, my AIPAC guy. I'll talk to my AIPAC guy and see if I can get him to, dial those ads back.
Why have I never heard this before?
It doesn't benefit anybody. Why would they want to tell their constituents that they've basically got a buddy system with somebody who's representing a foreign country? It doesn't benefit the congressman for people to know that, so they're not going to tell you that.
Have you seen any other country do anything like this? Like
no.
Russia obviously determines the outcome of our elections. We keep hearing that. Does anyone have a Putin guy that they talk to?
Not only do they not have a Putin guy, look, they don't have a Britain guy. They don't have an Australian guy. They don't have a Germany dude. It's the only country that does this, that has somebody that uniformly. I guarantee there's some spreadsheet at AIPAC where the AIPAC dude who's matched up with the congressman is there, and then all the congressman's votes on the issue. Oh, has the congressman been to Israel? They pay for trips for congressmen and their spouses to go to Israel. I'm not the only Republican who hasn't taken the AIPAC trip to Israel, but I'm probably one of a dozen that hasn't taken that trip, and the other ones just haven't got around to it.
What's the trip like? Do you know?
It's kind of like, I think, vacation-y. You go see the wall, you go see the sites, things like that.
I must say, it's such a great country. Jerusalem especially is just such a wonderful place that's got to have a big effect.
You go swim in the Dead Sea.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
Not on an AIPAC trip, but
right.
I would recommend it to anyone.
Are you sure it wasn't an AIPAC trip?
I paid for it myself. No, I mean,
it's
just funny. I mean, I am a legit lover of Israel, of the place Israel. Right. I like the people, and I love the food, and the whole thing is so great.
Look,
but that's distinct from the government of Israel, which is just a foreign government.
My sense is the people are very entrepreneurial.
Totally.
They're publicly minded, they care about their country, that they're generally good people, right?
That's certainly been my experience in trips there, for sure. It's great. It's just...
Okay, so let's unwind a few other things, shall we? If you oppose AIPAC, this is what you get. You get assassinated. For example, JFK, when he opposed AIPAC, and he said, okay, if you guys are in the States, then at least have your organization name as foreign agents. What happened to him in 1963, November 22nd, he was assassinated. Just like him, RFK, Robert F. Kennedy, he was also assassinated on June 1968. Now his son, Robert F. Kennedy, is under Secret Service protection. So you can imagine how they are fatal. How fatal they are when it comes to opposing them. You can actually not only lose your position in the Congress, but also you can even get killed. Even if you are the president of United States, does not matter. So this congressman, he also mentioned about the tally, the list of who is getting how much from AIPAC, the congressman. This is what I have found out. Let's take a listen.
Gallagher. That would be this charming devil right here. And if we look at his top contributors for this election cycle, Palantir and Google are at the top with $44,000 and $40,000. But right there, that's AIPAC with $17,000. But wait, there's more. We're gonna switch this to the last election cycle in 2022 and scroll down. And would you look at that? His top contributor that got him elected in 2022 was AIPAC.
This is how much they're getting. I mean, without the help of AIPAC, you are not gonna win the election. You are nobody, in other words. And this is what we have seen coming from many people who are in the US politics or who had knowledge about AIPAC. Let's take a listen to this one.
Hello, I'm Ted Pike, and this is my wife, Alin. Today, a foreign government, Israel, operates the most powerful lobby in Congress. This is AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Through control of Congress, Israel demands and gets nearly $5 billion annually.
Wow.
No elected official dares criticize Israel for fear the Jewish lobby will accuse him of anti-Semitism,
Wow.
the kiss of death for any politician. The president also knows what Israel wants, Israel gets. To act otherwise is political suicide. The mass media, founded and controlled primarily by Jews, manipulates the spigot of information out of which heartland America drinks. The message of this contaminated source is, if you criticize Israel, you are anti-Semitic. Be safe, keep your head down, or you are fair game for being knocked off by the Zionist shooting gallery.
As a result, our president and elected officials are slaves to political correctness when it comes to Jews and Israel. They cannot seriously criticize Israel, especially as the source of Mideast strife and terrorism. They cannot suggest an end of aid to Israel. They cannot even protest Zionist control of Congress.
This is
Hello, I'm Ted Pike.
This is mind-boggling, unbelievable. This is exactly what is happening. So how much donation they are receiving? Take a look at these numbers. You can see here that Joe Biden, he received for his campaign 11 million, more than $11 million. And then I'm just going to actually play the numbers here so you have some idea what is going on. Clinton received 4 million. Then you see the rest of these people, Mike Johnson, David Throne, how much they're getting, Ted Cruz from AIPAC. These are all bribes, guys, and these are given to them in order to have a Zionist entity to have upper hand in U.S. politics, U.S. foreign policy, U.S. domestic policy. So anything and everything that you hear from U.S., it is mostly I would say 99% of it is being approved by AIPAC, these agents. And I'm going to actually be playing some other videos here because, as I said, that these all are very, very interesting facts. Now, when we talk about AIPAC, of course, the U.S. Congress, the politicians will never say, oh, the foreign countries, they're interfering in our election and they are from AIPAC, they are the Jews, they are the Zionists. They never say that because this is why they are paid for. They should not open their mouth. They're just the massacres of AIPAC donations. And now what happens is, this is the unfortunate part of it all, which is that Joe Biden and Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and all of these people, they will come out and say that Russia and China, they're somehow meddling in their election, when it is actually AIPAC that they don't talk about who are meddling in their election. So if you are so naive to believe that Russia, China, those countries are responsible for the election outcome and not AIPAC, you are absolutely ignorant as to what is happening in the States. Unfortunately, though, people in the States, they are not free. They have democracy. They brag about it. They talk about it. They want to establish democracy in the Middle East when their country is being run by AIPAC agents. This is the irony of it all. But is there anybody to challenge them? Of course not. And the reason for that is because they are rich and they have a lot of